Greatest leaders are not the one who are great, but the one who make their people great, which makes them ahead of the curve. Welcome to the 446th chapter in open house meeting of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. What is an open house meeting, you may wonder? Well, it is the most successful way with which you can share the values of Toastmasters to potentially new members. I'm Toastmaster Abhishek Verma, the Sergeant at Arms of today's meeting. I'm an engineering student by profession and like playing cricket. At Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me introduce you to some rules and regulations and protocols which need to be followed throughout the meeting. First, please switch off your phone or put it in silence mode. I will give you 1 minute to do so. For the members and guests joining online, please switch off your microphone until and unless instructed by the Toastmaster today. Please switch on your video unless you're facing any bandwidth issues. Please do not share your screen unless you're instructed by the Toastmaster today. The correct greeting protocol, and please, if you can repeat after me, is good morning, President. You can repeat after me. Good morning, President. Good morning. District leaders, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. And maintain this broad and beautiful smile of yours throughout the meeting. With this, I would like to welcome someone who is project manager by profession. He likes to go on long walks and likes playing chess. So put your hands together for the president of our club, Toastmaster Raghvendra.
Good morning, district officers. Myself, Toastmaster Raghvendra, President of Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest. I welcome you all to 457 chapter meeting of Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest. And I officially call this meeting in order. Before moving ahead, I want to request any guests present here to introduce themselves, how they get to know about Toastmasters Club, and tell specific about your thing. So any guests present here, online, offline? Yes.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm working as a lecturer in electrical engineering department for this institute, Polytechnic. I hear about the Toastmaster, I think last semester, in the last semester, when the Toastmaster Club started working with our institute. And today I just talked with sir, and sir told me that today is open house, you can join. So that I try to join this meeting and also willing to join the Toastmaster Club.
Thank you. Welcome. Sir, your guest?
Hi, I hope I'm audible. Okay. Hi, I'm Bhargav. I live here, near here. Currently, I work in Tata Motors as a senior manager. So I've heard of Tata Motors from college. So I've been part of Tata Toastmasters in college, one of our chapters. So I've took a break from that around 2 to 3 years. So I want to stick. This is my coming back to Toastmasters again. Thanks.
Request everyone to settle down. We have a few guests here. Yes, you can join. Yeah, they are calling the other guests. Request everyone to settle down, please. Rohan, you can. I will take care. No problem. So a couple of offline guests also. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Ritika Sinha, and I'm from Pune only. And I'm a recently qualified chartered accountant. Very recent, like 10 days back, my results came. Um, and now I'm planning to pursue MBA, so I'll be preparing for my CAT now. And I've heard a lot of great things about this. Uh, I've heard a lot of great things about this club through my friend Sanika. So I always wanted to witness it. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to you and congratulations
Thank you.
on your. Yes. Please settle down. Request online guests if they can unmute and tell me about themselves. You can call them. Prince, Avinash, Angaraj.
Hello, yeah, this is Ingraj Rao. I am having the corporate experience around the 5 years. I complete my master in finance, and I am currently staying in the Pune only. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, hi, good morning. Avinash here. Hello.
Yes, Avinash, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm from Eton Toastmaster Club. I'm working professional. And I'm in Toastmaster from last 2 cycles.
Thank you, sir, Avinash, for joining our club today. Okay, fine. Guest, Prince, if you can unmute, please tell me about yourself.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. My name is Prince, and I'm calling you from a hospital bed in Europe. I am a Toastmaster of about 25 years, and I'm a member of 2 clubs in the United States. One is in Montana, and the other one is in Colorado. Colorado Club, and I'm just happy to be amongst you all and learn a different way of Toastmastering. And I am sure that I'm going to take some valuable lessons away from this one. Thank you very much for allowing me through your doors.
Thank you and welcome to the meeting today. I welcome all the guests present here today to our special open house meeting for you. We have planned some special session for guests to know more about Toastmaster, how they can enroll the process, how to know more about journey, and how you can develop communication and leadership skill. Regarding communication and leadership skill, okay, fine. I recall my college days when I was in my final year of college and it was time of placement. So I was quite struggling with it. I got I was quite struggling. For first 6 months, first sem, I gave interviews to 10, almost 10 campuses. I used to crack FT very easily. That was not very difficult for me, but interviews was quite difficult and group discussion. Later, I got to know about Toastmasters and enrolled in this program. With time, with my little bit effort, over the time, I was able to crack this fear of communication. I was able to communicate what was the question asked. I didn't feel that fear in the interview. Later, as I move on, and I got finally selected in one of mechanical company who was working in oil and gas industry, and that was a quite breakthrough for me. Similarly, in our life, various of us might be struggling with it. Please grab this opportunity present here. Use this opportunity to convert yourself in Toastmaster and excel in communication and leadership skills. Get ahead of the curve and try to achieve your personal and professional goals. To know more about leadership skills, today we have our Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day is someone who is host of the meeting. I request all the guests to give your kind attention to him. He will walk you through today's program. Our Toastmaster of the day is a sales manager working in Honeywell. He likes reading and traveling. And he is our club's vice president education. So with round of applause, let's welcome Toastmaster Rohan.
Good morning, presiding officer, immediate district director, division director, area directors, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome to another exciting program of fun and learning of 446th chapter meeting of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. I am Toastmaster Rohan, your host for today's meeting. Our theme for today is leadership. Can anybody define what leadership is? Yes, Toastmaster. Anybody?
Leadership is all about helping people grow.
Anybody else?
Empathy is important trait in leadership.
I have another definition for leadership. Could you please? If you inspire others to learn more, to do more, to become more, and to learn more, to do more, to become more, is a leader. In today's world, we see that there is an hierarchy or dynasty type. We know that in Reliance today, Mukesh Ambani has given a leadership to his children. But do anybody know, are they capable to be a great leader? We don't know about that. So a leader should be capable to inspire others. With that, I would like to take you through our program for today's meeting. Our meeting for today is divided into 3 sessions. Our first session is a prepared speech session where our speaker will try to deliver a speech based on a certain project, which will be evaluated by the respective evaluator who will come on stage and provide the feedback. Our second session will be an educational session where our DTM Toastmaster Seema Rani will walk you through what the Toastmaster is, what its importance is, and how it has helped many of them in their professional life. Our third session will be a table topic speaking, where you learn to think impromptu and speak at craft. With that, I would like to also introduce my team for today's meeting, who would help me to control and conduct this meeting. In Toastmasters, time, we have to perform everything within the limit of the time. To take care of the time, we have someone who is student by profession and whose hobbies are painting. Please welcome Toastmaster Amia. Toastmaster Amia, your hobby is painting. If you are given a choice to paint a leaders, whom would you choose to paint? Which leader would you choose to paint or do a painting of?
That is very
Okay, who is your favorite leader?
I don't actually, the role model, if you must, I would say my parents.
Okay.
Yeah, they lead the whole family, they lead us to a better direction. So I think them.
That's
Yeah.
very important. We all are leaders in our lives. We lead our family. So nothing wrong in it. Leader should not be a manager or a director of some organization. It can be yourself in your family also. Very well said, Amya. Over to you.
Good morning, Mr. President, district officials, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmasters, and dear guests. I am Amya Vansal, taking up the role of timer today. As timer, I will help all the speakers who come up here manage their time. I will be timing all the speeches, the evaluators, the table topic speakers, and warn them about how much time is left by showing the green, yellow, and red card. The green card would depict that they have qualified the minimum time. Yellow card would depict that they have a minute or a half left. And red card would depict that they have passed the time of allotted for their speech. A 30-second grace period will be awarded after that. Thank you.
We in our speeches use filler words, pause. Or filler words like and, but, so, you know. These filler words we use as impact, but often we use as a crunch word. To track these unnecessary pauses and filler words, we have someone who is IT by profession, whose hobbies are social work, reading, and cooking. Please welcome Toastmaster Sheetal. Toastmaster Sheetal, your hobby is social work. What do you think, how leadership is important in doing a social work?
Leadership is very important while you are working for a social cause or for any cause which means a lot to you in your life. Basically, it gives you meaning to your life. So taking an example of leadership, if you find someone is not being given education, and that time if the leader inside you doesn't wake up, then you are not a leader. So when you see someone who is not getting any education, you see someone wants to be enrolled in a school or someone needs help, that time you should take a leadership and you go ahead and help them. That will also count as a social service. That's my point of view in leadership. So going ahead, I'm playing a role of grammarian today. So my role will be to note down your good English and poor English used in communication. So I would also like to introduce you all for the today's word of the day and the phrase of the day. So word of the day is the integrity. So integrity means being honest, is the quality of being honest and um, just a second. It is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, wholeness, and unity. It is a noun. So the example of integrity can be, he was a man of highest personal integrity. And the phrase of the day is ahead of the curve. That means offering ideas not yet in general circulation or highly creative. So about leaders, this quality is also there, that leaders are those who are ahead of the curve in innovation. So anybody would like to give the example of word of the day and phrase of the day? Yeah, please.
Integrity is one of the values of Toastmasters International.
Wow.
It keeps us ahead of the curve.
Very good. Thank you. That's a nice example. Anybody else? Yeah.
Integrity means doing the better work with the open is looking at you like a manager or supervisor. That makes you ahead of the curve.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a bad from me. Actually, I called upon a grammarian, but she is actually our counter is Toastmaster Sanika. So I would like to call upon Toastmaster Sanika. Yes, now it's me. Hello, am I audible? Like we have evaluator for each speaker, similarly we have a general evaluator to evaluate the whole meeting. The general evaluator observes the proceeding and the environment of the complete meeting. He also gives the feedback to the role players. Please welcome our general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Pradeep, who is a quality manager by a profession. Pradeep Kumar.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good
Yeah,
morning,
Toastmaster Pradeep, before you proceed, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You are a quality manager. Suppose you have given
Yes.
a task to a subordinate to inspect a product. He inspects the product, he clears it out, and the product goes to the customer. And then you find that that product is not okay. How would you react to this situation to your subordinate?
So first of all, I will go through like whether that proper training has been provided to that particular subordinate or not. That I have to see. See, a leader is one who knows the way and who shows the way and who goes the way. So first of all, for my subordinate, I will build those capability. If I am any job, if I am delegating to him, then I must be aware that he knows that he will be able to check those product or not. I will be 100% sure that if I have given him all the training, then whatever that product he has checked, that will be 100% okay. I'll believe on my person, and that is the faith. That is the faith we can build in our like subordinates. I can say that, and after that, we'll go for like further analysis. Is there any difference in the measurement method? So those things I have to see on that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So, good morning, Toastmaster dignitaries, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. My name is Pradeep Kumar, and by profession, I am a supplier quality engineer manager. And today, I am playing the role of general evaluator. As it is already said by Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohan, I will be evaluating this meeting in a general. Like already we have particular, if any speech is there, we have already assigned like particular evaluator will be there. Those evaluator will be evaluating the particular speech, how it went, and what are the parameter, whether it has come, they are meeting all the parameter or not. I'll be evaluating this meeting in general, like how is the proceeding and how at whether the meeting has started on time on and whatever the protocol has been set, whether it has been followed or not. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohan. Thank you.
Hi team, can we check with the mic? We are unable to hear as of now.
Yeah, hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Toastmaster Ashutosh is program manager by profession. His hobbies are meeting new people. So welcome our speaker for today, Toastmaster Ashutosh. Toastmaster Ashutosh, one question for you. You have 3 people under you. 2 people have gone on leave and 1 is a fresher. And you have an immediate job to do. You have to do your project. You have to complete this task by evening. How would you handle this situation?
I'll try to do it by myself. Not put a pressure on my team. I can start. Timer. Okay. A very good morning to everyone sitting in front of me on this beautiful Sunday morning.
Let us take a 5 minute call. Hello. Am I audible? Am I audible? Now I would call upon Toastmaster Amir for our timer session. As I said, there are various types of leadership style. One of them was the coaching leadership style. The second, which I would like to introduce, is a democratic type of leadership. Here, the leader takes the inputs and the feedback of their subordinates before taking any decisions. Just a day back yesterday, I read an article because we are celebrating a 6th anniversary of the GST. And this article was written by Mr. Hasmukh, who was Secretary for Revenue and Finance. So he said that it was very difficult to implement the GST. At that time, our finance minister was Arun Jaitley. So Arun Jaitley had an 18 GST council meetings. He used to talk to all the state revenue ministers. He used to listen to them carefully. Wherever there were conflicts, he used to try to resolve it and come as a balance. There were some who were adamant, where whom he used to personally request and sort out the matters. So this, what I understand, is a democratic type of leadership, where Mr. Arun Jaitley, which was very difficult for him to take all the state ministers on one platform and implement the GST. And today, results we can see. 12% is the growth of GST, which is ahead of our gross GDP, which is 9.3%. So we have to change our style, and this style has benefited our country. With this, we would now come to our second session, which is our educational section, and I would call upon our Toastmaster DTM Seema Rani to conduct the session. DTM Toastmaster Seema Rani. You were immediate past district director, which is a tip of a pyramid. Very few people reach to this position. So I would like you to please give some suggestions, your experience about this senior leadership, where our mid-level managers would want to reach to this level. Please share your experience.
Before ma'am, one thing about DTM Seema,
So she was our past district director. Our district 125 was born in last year, and she was the first district director of our district. And you know how it's difficult to start a new thing. And she took that challenge, and she, in her first term, completed our district into smelly district. Highest level of achievement any district can achieve. It has so many challenges like educational goal, membership goal, district club program. She, with her leadership talent and her past experience, mainly district. By profession, as under reports, she is the director as a program manager at Mastercard. Also, she likes singing, dancing, and she has various hobbies. Also, she have open her Instagram channel. If you want to know more about public speaking, she posts every day. So you can follow her and you get to know more about public speaking. So over to you, DTM Seema.
Sorry, I missed your question. On the senior leadership.
Everybody wants to be at that level.
How do we go there?
Yeah, so at level managers, so they want to get to this level. So, what was your experience? What should be done to reach that level?
Thank you so much.
And how do we first of all manage everything?
I'll check online. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Okay. The question asked to me is if I'm at a senior leadership level right now, how do we reach there wherever we are today? And one strategy that has been for me is continue to learn, continue to take opportunities. Now, somebody may ask that not everyone gets opportunity, not every year you get promotion. And my strategy has been do the extra. Whichever role you want to do next year, start doing it now, unofficially. Because then only the people will see the talent and opportunities will be coming to you automatically. And that has been my strategy all 18 years of my IT professional, as well as in Toastmasters for the last 9 years. So. All right. So I was asked to talk about Toastmasters. Now, why Toastmasters? I'm sure you all are here for some reason that you have heard. But we'll talk about a little bit on Toastmasters. What is Toastmasters, when it is founded, and for what purpose? And then we'll try to see why it is important, how it has helped so many journeys in this room and online who are there with us. I'll share my experience and maybe can share yours. And then we'll go to the question answer session. So 3 parts we are going to do. Can we move ahead? And whenever I say on the next slide, you will see, we move ahead. Okay, what is Toastmasters program? The Toastmasters program is all about leadership and communication. Okay, what this program comes with, there's so many benefits you'll see on the screen. Whether you are a professional, you are a housemaker, you are a retiree, you are doing anything or you are not doing anything. This comes handy for various reasons. There are so many skills you can learn professionally as well as in personal life that you can use. Whenever we say personal life, people start thinking of husband-wife situation, but there are many other situations in the personal life that you may want to use it, right? From those relationship, it's very, very important, but other than that also, it comes handy. Now, one of the most important thing which I have seen in Toastmasters is, which we'll talk in detail, is confidence. Many of us are good speakers. Many of us have a lot of content in our mind. Many of us want to express a lot. But what we lag at is the confidence. Now that confidence comes with experience. And that is the experience that you get in Toastmasters. Because this is where you do practical. It's not only theory. Most of us read self-help books. Somebody mentioned this, Ashutosh mentioned the book just now. Many of us have not read, many of us have read. But even if you have read that book, have you practically implemented that? Maybe not. So this platform gives you that opportunity. This is an experiential learning that helps you get that gain confidence. And if I dive back to the question Rohan asked, you experience here, you try and test your leadership skills, and you go and demand it in your professional life. How simple is that? And then of course you can formulate and express better because you hear different people. Now I have learned something from Rohan today. Right? How confident stood. He told his story and he tied back saying why and how, which communication style it use. Sometimes we communicate a lot, but we don't think which communication style. Why it is important? Because if I'm talking to Venkatesh tomorrow, I don't know his communication style. Without knowing and understanding, if I use my communication style and talk to him, he may not be that receptive. But if I use his communication style with him, that's where tailoring comes into picture. It will be wonderful because he will connect with me immediately because I am thinking from his perspective. So that's how it is important. So this is what Toastmasters program is all about. On the next slide, you will see, and I want all attention here, Raghvendra, just sitting on that table. Toastmasters International is a non-profit organization working across the international. There are so many members. These numbers keep changing every day, but definitely there are 144 plus countries where we have Toastmasters presence. Now, how that helps you or you should wonder about this, how many countries? I have traveled to different countries, and wherever I go, my experiences enhances in that country because of Toastmasters. Because before I go, I try search which is a club, who are the members, I connect, and they're more than welcome to their club meeting to take you around. You have so many friends all day without going to that place. So this is why these numbers matters to us because these all are the friends by default when we become a Toastmaster. I'll give a very quick example. I went to Dubai for a training. I was conducting training. I came to the room during the break and I was looking around and I what there was a standing outside a second room next to my training room and it was about Toastmasters. So I went up there and I asked someone, when will you start? We start in 45 minutes. We have come only to make arrangements. My trainings are supposed to end at 45 minutes later. I said, I may want to join, but I may be late. Because I'm finishing training, I may come. I said, don't worry, we'll wait for you, we'll ensure you don't miss out important things. As soon as my training was over, people were coming out, somebody was peeping out, and she will come out and join the meeting. So they have not need to wait for me, but they were very welcoming to me in that area. I went to the meeting, I spoke to them, I met them, and then I lunch next day with one Toastmaster, dinner with another Toastmaster, and one person took me around the tour. So that is how you get friends without knowing them because of Toastmasters. And of course, like I said, it's an experiential experience that you get in Toastmasters. This is mission, vision, values of Toastmasters. Some of you mentioned about it. Word of the day is today's integrity. For me, integrity is very simple. Do what you say what you do. And that everyone in every arena, personal, professional life should stick to. And like you said, it takes you ahead in the curve. Respect everyone's opinion and perspective and the situation. You don't know who is coming from which background, which experience, and what condition. This is one of the major learning I had in Toastmasters. Now, I used to be very, very eager. Somebody not following the time, you're 2 minutes late, you're 5 minutes late. I understand the importance of time. However, the person might have had a fight. Person might have got into accident. Without being judgmental, we need to understand first why somebody is late before reacting to that. And that is one of the major learning I had because I was very passionate about timing at certain point of time. I used to get irritated like this. Somebody's late without informing. But now I understand there could be different reasons, there could be different perspectives around that. Service, we all are here to serve. Now, Raghvendra gave a very planned introduction, but that is because of each member in Toastmasters, we achieve what we achieve, right? Whether it's the organization success, whether it's the district getting successful, or the individual member getting successful. Do you think you can become a great communicator without coming to the school? When you join Toastmasters, you're getting evaluation, you're getting guidance, you're getting coach. So without each other's support, we cannot become better in whatever we want. So that service each one of us is doing, even without that title. Even if you don't have the title of leadership, you are leading others' life. You are impacting others' life. That's a service level Toastmasters. And excellence for me is do your best every single time. Whether it's enough or not doesn't matter. You will still get evaluation. There will be something to change, something to improve upon. But did you prepare to your best ability? Did you deliver to your best ability? That's what matters, and that's excellence. All right. So this guy, Mr. Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, maybe distinguished Toastmaster Ralph C. Smedley, I will call it. Now, 99 years this organization is called officially, but unofficially it's 1905 when he came up with the idea, put people together in the room, started talking about speeches, toast. By this idea came into picture, why do you think it's a Toastmaster? Because it saw people in Europe and US countries, you see, they raise toast at every occasion. He wondered why people are so hesitant to raise a toast at their own family weddings or functions and stuff like that. So to take that challenge to make people better, effective communicator from the toast perspective itself, he started Toastmasters, and this is where we are today. And of course, the first club that was formed in Toastmasters arena was Medley Club #1 was the first team. Now, how Toastmasters help? That is why you all are here. It tells a lot of things. It includes your public speaking skills. Now, what is public speaking to anyone? Anyone in the room? Be comfortable in public. In public. Does it have to be keynote speeches or it could be anything else? It can be anything. You meet somebody. Now, let's say thank you so much. You are at airport. Somebody is struggling with something. You go and help that person, you start a conversation. Do you think that's public speaking? Yes, that's a public speaking. How many of you are comfortable doing that? Not everyone, right? If somebody comes and starts talking to you, you will talk. But can you approach somebody and strike a conversation without knowing that person? To a stranger? Not easy. Now, another experience I gave. There was at once I was at airport only, and I saw somebody was looking for those lounge, and I knew in Pune there was no lounge at that point of time. So this person, I was walking behind them for a long time, and then I see they were searching. And then I went ahead. They were two gentlemen, and I asked them, "What are you searching for?" They said, "We are searching for a lounge," and then we are not able to find. I said, "There is no lounge," and then I started the conversation, and then I spoke to them for about 15 minutes. At the end, they said, "It's very wonderful to see that a woman in India coming and talking to stranger, and that to men." And I'm like, okay, that made me think that what made them think this? Not only women, not men are that comfortable unless they are from the same background, business professionals, they see somebody in the like who will say, okay. So with that public speaking skills I got from Toastmasters. I had that communication skills and all, but that confidence I got from Toastmasters. The public speaking skills, leadership skills, networking. I think I talked about networking enough already. I'm right now focusing on my writing skills. It talks about practice writing speeches and presenting. I might be good, might not be good at many other things. I started only to improve my pronunciation 9 years back. But I have so many other things getting added on every year that I want to learn this and learn this. This year my focus is on practice writing speeches. Even though it's 9 years, reading, but I know I'm lagging there still, so I need to work on that. Maximize your potential, personal growth, competitive advantage at Toastmasters at a professional scale. I know many companies who give preference to Toastmasters compared to other employees when they know they are a Toastmaster. And I can quote examples offline with that. And of course, self-confidence and self-awareness, which I mentioned. Like I said, I started for pronunciation, but I've got so many other things to learn about myself, where I'm good, where I'm not good. So this platform tells you where you are. Only thing you have to be open and accepting to the fact that where I am and where I am. You get recognition. I think that's what each of us want, right? Without this, we don't feel motivated enough. Though it's self-motivated when you want to learn and come here, but you still need continuous recognition, and you get so many different level of recognitions in Toastmasters and the opportunity for leadership. On the next slide, you will see so many opportunities. Let's have all of them. At the club level, you have leadership. He's just President Raghvendra. He's like a CEO of this club. If you want to be a CEO of your own company at some point of time, you want to explore this role at least once in Toastmasters journey. When I took president role first time in 2016, I have changed since then. I never was comfortable in proper speaking. But meeting after meeting, when I was giving presidential address, I developed that impromptu speaking. I used to be panicked in the starting. I used to write my presiding officer address also for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 week. And then I moved to the point where I'm driving to the meeting and I think about my presiding officer. So this is how you change with practice over time. So these are the different roles, different leadership opportunities you get. You should grab any of these whenever you get a chance so that you can learn what all it takes to be a leader. I think we're done with the presentation. Let's shut it off. We'll come to that later. Practice is very important. That's why we are all here. But can we just shut the... Thank you so much. Now, why I'm being called here? Maybe because I'm immediate past district director. Maybe that was a fancy title I got now. That's why I'm here. But I think I have enough stories to share also. If somebody calls me that why don't you come and tell what is Toastmasters or how it has changed your life. My life has definitely changed because of Toastmasters. I got married. Just to be very, very honest and open here in this forum, I never wanted to get married a few years back. But when I joined Toastmasters, I got to know another Toastmaster. I think we liked each other, and now I'm married to a Toastmaster. So that's not should be the only reason for anybody to join Toastmaster. I'm just saying my life has changed in many folds, in many ways. So this is one of the ways my life has changed for good. I'm assuming. And second is, I'll take you maybe 19 years back in my life when I just passed college. I studied from a college in Punjab, north of India, where I never spoke English. Never means never. I wrote, I heard, we taught, and all of that. I scored 100 out of 100 in English, which was history made in that year in 10th standard when I was completed. But none of our teachers used to talk in English in school. Our language was Punjabi. That means I never spoke Hindi also, forget about English. So when I got selected in Wipro 18 years back as an IT experience, I did not do engineering, I did graduation. But I got recruited. Now I have to go to IT, which I have no clue about. And I know that everyone will speak English. Now I'm in a terrified situation that I don't know how to speak English, how will I go and talk. I went and joined an English speaking course. For 1 month, I went there and I already learned in school and colleges, just telling me making sentences and all. But still nobody's talking in English. And I have nobody around me in my family or society whom I can speak in English to. So let's see what happens. Jo hoga dekha jayega, let's go. So I came into this IT industry, and there when I spent some time, I realized people were making fun of me at my back. Because no vocabulary, no pronunciation, whatever I feel like, of course I know how to make sentences because I was good at English, writing English at least at that point of time. So I was speaking, but for example, O was not fitting into the road or rod. I used to mix things, my pronunciation was goofed up at some point of time. So there were people who were making fun, there were people who did not say anything, there were people who were watching and saying, okay, maybe there are many people you see in your professional world now also, who may have some accent, they have special way of speaking few words, and we should not make fun of them. Of course, I have my personal reasons, but then you need to understand why they are the way they are. So what I did, I went to some of my friends who were from Mumbai. I joined Pune itself. I went to them because I was close to them and said, guys, listen, I know this is my problem. And whenever you see or hear me saying something wrong, why don't you come and tell me and correct me? They said, Seema, are you okay with that? I said, I'm very much okay with that compared to if you don't say anything and people make fun behind me. I said, okay. So that happened a couple of times. Of course, people are not used to correcting people just randomly, right? Even if you're accepting the feedback. So that happened for a few days, for some times, and it was happening. But of course, it doesn't change me completely because they are giving me 1 or 2 corrections at some occasions when they are there. So that happened for a few days. So I was in IT, I was good. There was one situation that happened that maybe I don't want to go back to. There was one time there was a client presentation and I was not allowed to. Though I did all the work, I was the SME for that project, still I was not allowed to present. Why? Because they think my speaking skills may not be that effective and ultimately it may not go that well. So I was in the room, I was sitting there to guide what to tell, what not to tell, but the person who was speaking and actually presenting was somebody else. Now, that was one situation. 18 years forward, or maybe 15 years forward, that was 15 years back situation. Today, I coach people how to talk to clients. And that hasn't overnight. Right? That hasn't happened overnight. That you read a book and you just get up and do it. How it was possible? One, you accept that you are not good at something and ask for help, which I did. It was helping a little bit from my friends. Second, the day I got to know about Toastmasters, which was very late in my journey, at least for me, 15 years back, and I joined Toastmasters 9 years back. So it was a huge gap. I was struggling a lot. But I was taking those opportunities wherever I had to step up. I was taking and sitting extra for 4 hours, 5 hours, doing extra hard work to earn that role. So 9 years back, there was a Toastmasters program in my office in Bangalore. I was in Bangalore with ITC. And they finished that speech craft program. So there was a closing ceremony for that, and they came to close and give the certificate to the participant. So there's this gentleman who came to inspire us, to tell us about Toastmaster maybe for 5-10 minutes. And for those 10 minutes, we just couldn't stop laughing. Just couldn't stop laughing because he was telling us about Toastmasters in a humorous way. Now, I landed 1 or 2 lines probably, but then his full 10 years address was just humorous speech. And it was KB and Kishore from Bangalore District 98. Somebody knows him. And that day I said, I should be able to do that. Someday standing on that stage and telling people about Toastmasters. Of course, my dream came too long back, but I'm standing here today again. But it was that moment I said, maybe here I can learn vocabulary. People are using so many different words. They are able to speak well. They are standing on the stage, and that day and today, I never look back. And that journey has helped me a lot in terms of how do I project myself? How do I say something effectively, but in simple words? One thing which I also learned, which we all need to keep in mind, is learning hi-fi words. Now, word of the day today is very simple, integrity. Now, we all know about it, but we don't know how to use it in different, right? That's something we should focus on rather than coining fancy words. Now, who is good at English? How many of you listen to him and understand everything he says on one go? Not many of us. At least we have to sit with the dictionary and Google or to just check what he's saying, why he's saying. So if you want your communication to be effective and reach to the people, connect with them. And how you connect? Simple language that everyone can understand. So my vocabulary anxiety came down. Said, okay, whatever I know is enough. So my way of learning pronunciation was whenever I'm writing my speech or anything, email also, I'm typing and learning the pronunciation in Google that how to pronounce. Even if I'm saying that for a long time, I still used to go and check. So practice is what takes you to the next level. And that's where Toastmasters comes into play. Right? It's not about what you know. Come and do a test here. Do you really know, or you need to change what you already know? Right? That's important. Now, this is one story I've told. I have many other stories. But is there anybody online or offline would like to share in 1 or 2 minutes their story, how Toastmaster has changed their life or their journey? Anybody who's in Toastmaster for some time?
It's been 2 It's been 2.5 years and Toastmasters. I did my engineering, but before that, when I was I completed my schooling, it was school was here only. The school name is Bikoba Tambe Memorial High School. So even though I was part of semi-English course, but still whatever we used to learn was completely in Marathi. So my base was completely terrible. Even though I was a bright student in the school, but the base was very weak. Even though we were I did HSC and engineering, that was completely in English, but we were not speaking at any time because that was very technical. So very rarely I used to speak. And during college, when I was in engineering college, I lost a couple of opportunities, whether it is in terms of joining any executive committee. Like we used to have a couple of college committees, right, wherein web development team and couple of teams, but I never got an opportunity because I was as I was very weak in English, so I faced a lot of challenges. I got very affected because I didn't got any opportunities to come forward and do something. But since when I joined the Toastmasters, every time I'm into the club executive committee, and even now recently I got an opportunity to be an area director, and where I'm going in different corporates where I'm sharing my experiences and even kind of evaluating some speakers. So, and even recently going into the meetups. Yesterday only I hosted one of the events. So that was, I couldn't imagine that would have been possible without the Toastmasters. So I got so many opportunities because of this Toastmasters. Before that, like English speaking, forget about public speaking, but English speaking was very big dream for me. But I got through this, I got not only professionally but personally, as we said, in personal life, what important, not only family but personal development, right? So that, so both things got covered professionally as well as personally. I got an opportunity to overcome my fears, and thanks to Toastmasters. Thank you.
I think I've got idea that Toastmasters is important. So my three things that I should look for Toastmasters. Now you must be reading lots of books. You must be hearing otherwise. You're watching news channel, but the content you get in Toastmasters by hearing different speakers, by meeting different people, by knowing their journey is amazing. So you get a content without reading books here. I spend less time these years, so I'm just using it for my advantage. Then of course you can get content like coming on the stage here, and third is connect, like I talked about. The connects you make through Toastmaster is immense. I've seen some of the professionals coming to join Toastmasters only for networking, only for making connects, only to get followers, like Raghvendra. So if you still need my Insta handle or other handles, you can ask Raghvendra offline. But this is what you get here. And opportunities are endless. Whatever you want, you'll get here. It's just that you have to stay here, join, stay for some time, explore and accept those opportunities. Otherwise, just coming and giving speeches is not only Toastmasters. It's much, much more than that. So I'll take a pause here and see if anybody got any specific questions to ask me. We have some time for that. Online, offline, both. Rather than I can watch online if there is any time. You can ask anything and everything. Toastmasters or my leadership.
My name is Sanjay. I guess some experiences. Like when you are confident, the confidence based on your confidence. But sometimes your mindset is not just
positive. Yeah.
At times you face that now communications, language, reality of that due to that positivity,
Stay positive. Okay. So there is Sanket in room who has asked a question that even if you're good at communication, you have all the talent, but just because you're not able to stay positive, you're not able to gain that confidence on the stage. So one of the things that normally people say, and cliche, is surround yourself with positive people. And you have taken the step coming in this room. I see you only have positive energy in this room, right? That's the first step. So this happens only weekly, right? To stay positive on a regular basis, you need to do it a conscious effort. Now, how I do it? Now you would have read about it, but you have to practice. Unless you practice anything, nothing is possible. So you can keep a journal, which I do. I have like maybe 16 diaries already filled. So you can have a journal where you write what you like, and especially you should focus only on what you like. Now, as a human, our tendencies goes towards negative. Now, how many of in office you go for chai break, other breaks, whichever you do, and talk about problems? How many of you do that? Yeah, उसने आज फिर से काम दे दिया. This person is always negative. This person has come into it. All of us do that. Let's be honest, right? At home also, we have the scene. Somebody came, ये नहीं किया. Somebody went, अरे आज अच्छा नहीं हुआ, gift नहीं मिला, shopping नहीं हुआ ठीक से. All of that. How many of you have heard people meeting on chai breaks, coffee breaks, sutta breaks, whatever you want to call it, and talk, yeah, I have a solution, let's work on it. I got very good feeling today. Let's meet that person. How many of you do that? Not many. So I made a conscious effort when I think 6 years back in my office, there was a group who was always frustrated, was always talking negative. I stopped going on tea break with them. Okay, I did not tell them the reason. Of course, it was for my benefit only. I don't want to say that you are wrong. Maybe they'll learn over time as well. But whoever came and asked, I told them the real. And then I started making time with those people who have something. So that first effort you have to take is, ensure whenever negative situation is around you, try to pull yourself away. And second is keeping a journal where you write something good every single day. Or maybe if you want to start with monthly or weekly, that's also fine. I started with weekly, where I should write what all good things happen in the week with me, and then I moved to daily now. So it's very difficult to stay positive, to focus on positive and find acha hua kya hai. We are very poor at that by our nature and the culture we have brought in. I think that helps a lot to stay positive, and that automatically brings in that confidence image. Yeah. Yes, Ted.
Tracy, my question is how Toastmaster can help in emotional intelligence?
Okay, give me an example or scenario where you want to use emotional intelligence.
Example, when we interact with different people, we always try to see them, their behavior, but I'm thinking is that way, but it always not like that. Then frustration, irritation starts. How to manage all?
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Jay. Like I said, I changed as a person. When I used to get irritated when people were not on time, I managed my quotient there. I assume. I'm still managing it. I'm not a pro at it. I'm managing my emotional. I'm a very emotional person. I cry if you don't see that coming. So even if I get happy, I get sad, I get angry, it's very easy to make me cry. Very, very easy. It was easier earlier. Okay, but I have managed it. How do you do that? Now you mentioned very good point. So where did I get this learning to that punctuality is good, but that's not critical. Okay. So this was one of the division conference we were having in Toastmasters, where we had a conference in TCS. It is long back, and again I was in that mood. No, I think it was an Infosys, and then I was like, talk again. Where is I say before starting? They say they are still having briefing with the contest, and I'm like, guys, this is not good. And I actually went on the timer who was supposed to wear a white shirt, and he was wearing a yellow. I gave very specific instruction that do not wear green, yellow, or red. There a timer tomorrow. The person was wearing yellow. I said, "Arey yaar, tumko bola tha na yellow nahi pehn ke aana tha." This was my tone, and that person said, "Nobody told me," because I passed the message to somebody else, and that other person forgot. Now I did not know, and I went directly and told that person very loud that I told not to wear yellow. That was done. Conference happened, everything went well, and I was just passing back through the stairs while I was walking down, and three people talking, saying, "यार उसको समझ नहीं आता कैसे बात करनी." So they're like, "Doesn't she know how to talk?" There's one line in the entire conference has crashed my image completely. Now you may be a great leader, you might have done a lot of work, you might have achieved lots of things, but if three people are talking about one line you said, that means. Now what went wrong? Then I got to know that that person did not know about the dress code itself because nobody passed the message. So without knowing the background, I went. So emotional intelligence, like you said, the reaction happens because we don't stop, pause, and think. The learning I had after that day, and I had the next conference where I was not bothered about the timing, and I was checking what's happening, what's not happening, and I did a conscious effort there. Now remember, anything and everything you want to change has to have a conscious effort. Emotional intelligence also is possible, managing that only if you take a pause, step back, and think why something happened or why somebody is saying something. Stop yourself, reflect, understand the perspective, understand the background. It's difficult. It doesn't come naturally. I used to have anger issues in my childhood. I know how I have overcome that as consciously. It doesn't have now. But then you need to go back, pause, and then react or respond. Otherwise, reaction is always easy. Yeah? Do we have time? Or we are done?
Yeah.
Anybody online? Are they listening? Are they sleeping? Okay, thank you.
For impromptu speaking.
Tips for impromptu speaking. Tips from impromptu speaking is being active listener. For example, I said whenever I'm going to presiding officer address, I used to get into impromptu mode. Now, what I've learned in my club over 3 months' time was that okay, this is what people need, this is what people like to listen and all, and that happened with the observation and active listening. This content was prepared today morning, 15 minutes, whatever I shared by fetching from the other slides, and then what I'm speaking today also was prepared while driving back to this school. So that means you need to understand what audience needs. You need to be active listener at many other occasions so that you can connect back the situation. So I think that's the tip for impromptu speaking. One final question.
Toastmaster, you have already reached of each, and you have managed so many clubs and done a lot of things. Apart from that, you also have your personal and professional. How did you manage? How did you manage time to do all those things? What tips would you like to give to Toastmasters or guests who want to reach there and
manage time?
Yeah, manage time.
I think I should add it to FAQs. Every time I speak on stage, like a speaker, I always get this question: how you manage? Because there is a personal, professional, and Toastmasters. Normally, would have heard work-life balance. We need to do work-life Toastmaster balance. So my simple funda, which has been there from a long time, is making your to-do list. That is first step, very, very important. Every day I have my to-do list for today as well. You can open my diary and check that. And second is prioritization. Without that, nothing is possible. Now, if you make Toastmasters priority every single time, your family will throw you out at some point of time. So there was a time when my mom used to call you on weekend and say, why are you not Toastmasters every single time we call you? Because Saturday, Sunday was dedicated to Toastmasters. But once I got married, she stopped asking that because she's thankful that I got married because of Toastmasters. But your family will have this question. You need to give time. So you need to balance out, understand what's your priority in life. Improvement, Toastmasters, connectivity, networking, everything is important, but not at the stake of your family time as well as your professional. So I always balance out. To-do list is important, and then doing the prioritization. You need to be able to do that metrics. What's urgent, important, not urgent, not important, delegation. All of that come into picture, but it starts with that to-do list and prioritization. Yeah. All right. I think that's my time. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience.
Thank you very much. It was a very helpful from your end. Few things which I would also like to write in my diaries. Time for break now. We'll break for 5 minutes. We'll come back. Join back for 5 minutes. For today, we need the topic. Okay. Yes. Final session will be the table topic session. So then, like to show you something. So we have learned about two leadership styles. One is the coaching leadership style and democratic type of leadership. So we will learn one more leadership style, that is who is this person? Can anybody identify? So what was his leadership style? Can anybody? All of it. This type of leadership, people don't take feedback. They decide their own and take the decisions. One example what I have gone through is our he's a president of our society. There are total 11 members. He never listens to anything. We try to explain him why we have to take, suppose we have to take pump of 5 HP. He will be adamant on 7.5 HP. No, we will take it. Even though it will consume more electricity, anything. We always suggest him, let us change this manager. He is not doing his work properly, but he will be adamant. No, we will have him. We pay him less. If he takes someone else, then we have to pay more. So this type of leadership is called an autocratic leadership, where the leader don't listen to their subordinates or their cohorts of leaders. They take the decision on their own. With this, we will start our third and final session, that's table topic. To take a table topic session, we have someone who is pricing manager by profession and whose hobbies are reading. So welcome Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Nilesh, you are a pricing manager. Suppose your subordinate has priced some product and that price he has given to the customer. With that, you have received the order. But after receiving the order, you find that actually the price that he has given is the wrong price. And you are actually doing this project or you are selling this product at loss. So what would be your reaction in that case and how would you explain your subordinate?
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohan. Okay, I think this is one of the regular scenario in our office. When it happens, when we give wrong pricing to the customer usually they don't happy with this. They reach back to us if if our team goes back to them asking for the corrective actions. But the challenge over here is, as we have already given them the pricing, we can't do anything. We have our own budget wherein we have to adjust that from our side. We have a credit team, we have rebate team as well. But if it is our mistake, it's a mistake. Let's accept that. At the same time, I ensure that I make sure that I'm teaching or I'm guiding my team members rightly. They should know all parameters. They should audit that before sending any pricing to the customers. That is one thing. Second thing, I ensure that even I'm reaching out to the customer, because before giving the pricing, they know already the pricing. So it is from there and as well, they should come back that if they see some sort of discrepancy in the pricing, they should come back and they should say that as per agreement, this was the price, but we got this pricing if there's a discrepancy. So mistake is from everybody, but yes, if it is ours, it's ours. Acceptance is the most important thing over here. Okay, now let's start with our final session, which is table topics. For the benefit of the guest, what is table topic? As a table topic master, I will be calling few people on the stage. I will be giving them topic and they have to think on their feet. You will have to speak impromptu. All right. There are some basic ground rules for this particular session. When you will be come on the stage, you will have to handshake before and after the speech. At the end of this session, there will be voting for the best table topic speaker. To qualify for that voting, we have a timeline. When you start your speech, after 1 minute, there will be green signal from the timer. After 1 minute 30 seconds, there will be yellow signal from the timer. And at the end of 2 minutes, there will be red signal from the timer. Still, you will get 30 seconds grace period so that you can wrap up your speech. And good news is, guests can participate in this session. All right, everything's clear? Any questions? No. Fine. So I would like to call Toastmaster first, then we'll go with the guests. Any volunteer, please. Okay, Toastmaster Anish. Okay, Toastmaster Anish, you will have to select any chip from the box. Okay, so Toastmaster Anish, topic for you is communication important in leadership? Is communication important in leadership? Toastmasters Anish.
Communication, be it through words, be it through action, or be it through signals, is important. And communication in leadership, is it really important? Well, we all know the answer. It is important. Let me share a story of how this can be explained. 3 years back, well, I was working for an audit firm. We were auditing financial statements. My manager then was not a very good communicator. He had said, ye cheez dekh lena. I was like, okay, I'll look into this. But he never specified what to look into, what to put, which totals to look at, which accounting standards to not look at, which will be applicable, which will not be applicable. I looked at it, I'll check the formatting, and I sent it off. And then my manager was like, didn't you check the accounting standard? Didn't you see the revenue code? Didn't you see X? Didn't you see Y? Didn't you see Z? I was like, you never told me to do that. So friends over here, this is the communication gap. When you're communicating, when you say that, look after this, it has to imply that you have to look at everything. But if I'm experienced working with you, I will know what you mean. But if I'm not experienced working with you, I will not. So that is why it is important to be precise, be specific, and communicate what is to be done. And that is where, as a leader, it's important to communicate precisely and effectively. That's my time. Over to you, table topic master. Thank you.
I think Toastmaster Anish, you rightly said that communication is the key for any leader. Okay, now let's start with our guests. Anyone from the guests would like to try? Yes, please. His name is Tushar. Tushar. Okay. Begin it. Okay. So Tushar, topic for you is true leader according to you. True leader according to you. Yes, Tushar.
Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, I'm trying to join Toastmaster. This is my first meeting, and I try to participate in this activity. That's why when sir told who is guest and who want to participate, I directly enter to the activity. Now my topic is a true leader according to you. Now, before that, who is a leader? If there is a team, then there will be leader. Without a team or without a people, there is a no leader. And what is the need of leader? Actually, in the team, there are n number of perspectives, and whenever a team working for any goal, any motto, or whenever in the society, everybody is living for some special things. That time, a leader is very much needed to give a correct direction for the team or society. Now, then who is a true leader? Actually, the word gives this a specific meaning. Leader means who is leading the team. Leader is not a boss who told the team members, you can do this, you have to complete this task. Leader should be all-rounder. If any subordinate cannot perform in that team, then leader at least know how to perform that task. That's why leader is important, and true leader is who leads their own team. Sir, I've already told that they are democratic way, in a democratic way. Sometime in a okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. I think you rightly said that leader is not someone who is boss or but leader is someone who is helping people, who is all rounder basically. Okay, next guest. Okay, come, go.
Okay, the topic is the importance of emotional intelligence in leadership.
Okay. The importance of emotional intelligence in leadership. Guest Kaushal. The importance of emotional intelligence in leadership. Guest Kaushal.
Okay. Okay. So we just spoke about one of us has spoken about the emotional intelligence before, like how you empathize with your employee, with anyone that really matters. Because whatever we are doing, we have to first think of others as well. We have to put ourselves in their shoes. We have to think from their perspective. Because sometimes whatever if you are making any judgments about anyone, that is not a good thing. And okay, sorry, this is my first time I'm standing on a stage, but okay. So the thing is, when you put yourself into others' shoes, you can understand them very well. Okay, why they are doing this, the things that they do. Okay, so it is when you feel like we also learn about the autocratic, democratic leadership style. When you be with them, you can get things done easily. But that is the matters. Okay. Sorry, I do really have a problem with the content. I cannot recall. Okay. Okay, that was it. Thank you.
That was a good try, Kaushal. Thank you so much. Any other guests? You can try.
Why do people hate?
Why do people hate Monday?
Okay.
So, guest Bhargav, why do people hate Monday? Why do people hate Monday? Guest Bhargav.
Hello everyone, I'm Bhargav. So my topic is like, why do people hate Monday? So I hope we are speaking about people who are working a 9-to-5 job. So like people who spend their whole across 9 by 5 hours in work environment. It's their time to relax on a weekend. So when they do get when they do get away from that feeling of relaxation, that people do start hating Mondays, and also getting back to the grind is always not a very happiest thing to do. Yeah. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, can we make this session even more interesting now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so for that I need a volunteer again from the guest maybe. Oh, okay. Okay.
How many volunteers are required?
One by one only. You can come. Yes, please. Okay, so now I have a magic bag with me. Okay, this is that magic bag. And there are a few items in this bag. Okay, you have to close your eyes and you have to pull any item from this. And one person will talk positive side of it and one person will talk negative side of it. Is that okay? Okay, close your eyes, anyone, and just. Okay, it's a diary. It's a diary. So one person who's going to talk negative and positive. Positive, okay. You can start. Timer, 2 minutes each. Okay, total 4 minutes.
So you're talking about a diary here, and I wanted to talk positive about it because it's something which I use daily in my day-to-day life. So when I start my work in the morning, I start jotting down the points that I am targeting to close that day. So that's how I start my day. And if I don't have it jotted down, I'm kind of lost during the day. You know, what am I supposed to do? And what is, like you mentioned, prioritizing those items, right? So when I jot it down, I try to see, okay, which one is the most important for me to do that particular day, and which ones can take a backseat probably that I can pick up at a later point in time. So like I said, diary is very important, at least for me. And I think even if it is not a diary, somewhere people should jot down, because I think that's the way you can have a focus during the day and prioritize things, not just your professional, but personal as well. So that's it from my end. Thank you.
Okay, personally, I love diaries, so this is going to be difficult to really think about the negative aspects of a diary. But personally, as a person, I like communicating with people. So the problem with the diary is that it is non-responsive. If I am sharing my feelings, there's no one who's validating it, right? Like it's just me putting it out there, but no one is really telling me ki, is it right or is it wrong? So personally, when I express my feelings, I really like when someone gives me advices, which is not possible with a diary. So that is the negative point. Thank you.
Okay, last volunteer. Any two people? Guest and maybe toast. Suggest. Okay. Okay. Again, who would like to pick up? That is interesting. That is interesting. Positive and negative. Okay. It's a toy. Yeah. You're gonna talk about positive? Okay.
So, was it about a toy, not a car?
Anything, toy. It's a car.
Car toy. Okay. So, my name is Rushikesh. I'm as a guest here. So, I'm talking about positive about the car. So, it's a toy which mostly kids use, not the adults one. So, it helps them to increase the creativity. So, by having a toys to play, they come to know the actual things in the real world in just a room, small place. By seeing the colors, you must know that kids, when they see cars, they're attracted to it and they try to see different cars, try to draw it, try to imagine it. So the toys help them, the kids, to build the ability of creativeness. Their thinking power also increases, and also the understanding about different things in the world. So we should have toys, not just the car, but others also, so that they can relate to real world when they see them actually. So they can identify what is. That's a positive. Thank you.
Thank you. So for me, I really hate these types of toys. Practical experience, when my children were 5 and 7, I bought a very nice remote controlled car from Germany. And within 30 minutes, it was in pieces. And both were fighting. Hey, he broke out it, he did this, he fall it down. And I was just like that. What the hell are you did? I spent more than 15 euro for this one, and within 30 minutes you did. And that day decided I will not buy more toys like this. What I did the next day when I wished it, I bought a puzzle which were for the more 12 or 12 plus year children. And they were only 6 and 8 at that time. It was very difficult for them to make it. But minimum 15 to 20 days, they were continuously busy. And then I enjoyed my life. And definitely my wife also got a good lesson how to work with the children. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, now I think we are done with this session. I would like to call Toastmaster of the day for today. Over to you, Toastmaster Rohan.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Nilesh. It was a wonderful session. Now I would call upon Toastmaster Amia for her timers report.
So for table topic, Toastmaster Anish took 1 minute 34 seconds. Guest Tushar took 1 minute 54 seconds. Guest Kushal took 1 minute 33 seconds. We all qualify, but guest Bhargav took 46 seconds, so he does not qualify.
Thank you for the timers report. Now we will have an evaluation of the speech. To evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Ashutosh, I would call upon Toastmaster Venkatesh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohan. So there is no more question for me. Thank you. Presiding officer, district officers, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guests. Very good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is what I have seen from speech of Toastmaster Ashutosh Pandey, who helped to bring the energy in his speech by greeting everyone, saying, "Good morning, everyone." Again repeated. I liked that one. Second thing is, he asked first question, what is the beautiful word? Guest Ritika, Toastmaster Rohan, Toastmaster Mayur. This is a nice way to engage the audience. When you start asking a question, you get an opportunity to get engaged with the entire audience. Kudos to you on that. And the third part, which I liked in your speech, is you brought certain authors, that is Dale Carnegie, Lockman Brown. These are the authors, philosophers. When you talk about, it is your credibility you try to prove in front of audience to say that you are a leader, you are a communicator, a great communicator. So kudos to you on that. However, every speech has got certain opportunity, a space to take your speech to this next level. And I have certain recommendation. I have two recommendations for you to take your speech to the next level. The first one is you use stories from a book. That is, one is from a Dale Carnegie or the Lockman Brown. That is a lady, the mother was trying to feed a baby and the baby was not drinking a milk. Now here, I suggest this message could have been your personal story. If you bring your personal story or any anecdote, it helps in a way better to connect with the audience. Because audience get connected with your personal stories more often than any other stories which are from the books. Second part is, when you talked about the baby, mother was trying to feed her baby and the baby was not drinking a milk, there was nothing. I did not even find any sort of emotions. Now, if you talk about your own story, that I was coming from my office all the way from office, and I worked for a whole day. And then when I reached my home, my wife was sitting alone and she was crying. Why? Because the whole day, my baby didn't even have a milk, a drop of milk. And the baby was crying. Ask me why? Why she's not having milk? So this makes a huge impact, and that could have given you an opportunity to have a voice modulation as well. So that creates a great impact on audience when you try to talk about your personal story. But however, you had done a fantastic job today. If you incorporate these 2 recommendations, I'm sure you can take your speech to the next level. So thank you very much and all the best to you. Over to you, Toastmaster Rohan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh, for that wonderful evaluation. Now I would call upon Toastmaster Amya for her timers report.
For evaluation, Toastmaster Venkatesh took exactly 3 minutes, so he qualifies.
Thank you very much for the report, Toastmaster Amya. Now it's time for the role players report. We will start with our language evaluator, Toastmaster Sheetal.
Good afternoon, President Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and Toastmaster of the day. So the report I want to produce is who have first of all used the word of the day and phrase of the day. So the word of the day has been used by Toastmaster of the day Rohan, then President Toastmaster Raghvendra, and District Toastmaster Seema. Others, I didn't see anyone use that. And I would also like to highlight some, so overall the language used was really good in terms of tenses, in terms of new words, in terms of new phrases also. So I would like to highlight on, first I would like to highlight on some of the things or some of the words which went wrong and poor usage of English. So somewhere it was used like why to help on milk only. So instead of that, it can be used like why to rely on milk only. So that was the thing. Then people's names. You should have used people's names instead of people name. Then I would like to highlight on the good usage of English. So in terms of good usage, I will say a lot of new words I saw being used by many of the Toastmasters. So I have a list of them. So first of all, I would like to highlight on Anish. He said some of the good words he used like precisely and phrase look after this. So that was a good usage. And the Kaushik used put into their shoes. I think he gave a very little speech, but at least he used this word put into their shoes. Then some of the more words were like annoyed, influential, and some of the phrases were used like from his her perspective, strike up the conversation, make fun of, take a step back. These are the few words and phrases that are used very effectively in their communication and in a right way itself. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much. Over to Toastmaster.
Now we will have our R counter report. I would request Toastmaster Sanika to present her report.
Thank you. So we had multiple speakers who were flawless in this meeting. Our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohan, Venkatesh sir, Seema ma'am, Toastmaster Nilesh, Toastmaster Anish, Jay sir, Toastmaster Sheetan. All these were flawless speakers who didn't even use one single final word or sound in their speech. Then we had Toastmaster Ashutosh who used but once, so 3 times. Toastmaster Mayur who used and once and so 2 times. Guest Tushar who used finner sounds 3 times. Guest Kaushan who used like 2 times and finner sounds 2 times. Guest Bhargav who used but once and finner sounds 3 times. Guest Ritika who used sounds 2 times. Guest Rashmi who used once and like once and finner sounds 2 times. Guest Rishikesh who used so once and like once. And Toastmaster Amya who used so once and finner sound twice. So this was my report. One tip I would like to provide to reduce the use of inner words and sounds is whenever we are practicing, we can record ourselves. We can see the pattern that where we are using these words again and again so that it can help us reduce these words. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanika, for the R counter report. Now I would call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Pradeep, to present his report.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohan. So here I am. Good afternoon, everyone. So here I am back with my general evaluation report. So first of all, I am going to start from the meeting starting by Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Abhishek. He has started the meeting sharply at 11 o'clock. So he has done a good job. And apart from that, he is able to read all the our club mission correctly, and he has emphasizes on that. And he has already set all the ground rules what we need to follow while speaking in this meeting. After that, he has introduced to the our president, Toastmaster Raghvendra, and then coming back to our president, Toastmaster Raghvendra, and he has enlightened something what about related to our today's theme related to leadership, and he took the guest introduction. So kudos job on that. Taking the guest introduction, briefed on the theme related to an importance of the communication in the leadership. So that he has briefed. Then I'm coming back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohan. The topic, whatever he has chosen, leadership, it was very relevant to everyone because I could see here maximum of the people are working people and some of the aspiring and they are students and they are also aspiring for the getting job in after completion of their degree. So the topic it was chosen very good and leadership that was very good, and he was able to come up with all the different types of leadership skills like democratic, autocratic, and all other things. And he has explained by saying the example. And where I found that it was more relevant because he has given his personal feel. He has told about his apartment, some president is there, how autocratic he is taking the decision. There are total 11 members are there, but he's not at all discussing with them and he's taking autocratic decision. So in those things he has taken very good, and he was able to take up this role in very effective way. And whenever he has explained all the things. And coming back to our first role player, auxiliary role player, timer, Amya Bansal. So she has explained the rule correctly, and she was able to show the cards on time. Whatever then she has explained where she has to show the card green, then yellow, then red, and then 30 seconds for summing up or concluding the speech. She has explained all the rules. And but only one thing I would like to request to her that before coming to the role playing, just go through the whatever that prescribed prescription for these roles. So those it will help you to come up with this one. Then our counter Toastmaster Sanika, she has also written everything, how many fillers sounds which person has used. And apart from that, first of all, she has started her report by saying the name of the flawless speaker. Kudos to that because she has started with the positive vibes. Coming back to the grammarian Toastmaster Sital, the word of the day and it was there. So everyone, whether you are a citizen of India or somewhere we are working, we need to show the integrity, that is honesty, that is very important. And then I am coming back to the TTM table topic master Toastmaster Nilesh. He has explained the rules correctly, and for the benefit of the guest, he has explained all the rules, and he has taken the first impromptu speak from our regular members so that they can come to know by this is the one method by doing by showing, so that he has shown that, and after that he has called to the guest so for delivering their impromptu speak on different, and the topic whatever he has chosen, it was in line to the theme. And today I could see that a unique way of table topic session. So that was kudos to that, and it was very fun and engaging by everyone. So I like that. And coming back to the evaluator Toastmaster Venkatesh, so he's a like seasoned Toastmaster and he's veteran for in all his roles. So he has played a very nice and he has evaluated Toastmaster Astos very nice way. He has followed the CRC approach. First comment, then he has given his recommendation. After that, he has commented so that whatever that recommendation he has given, it should not go in negative way. Kudos to that Toastmaster Venkatesh for showing. And apart from that, I could able to see the voice modulation is in his recommendation, and he has shown like perfect body language was there and perfect voice modulation he has shown in all these things. Overall, it was a wonderful session. 446th chapter meeting. It was a wonderful session. But as an general, I can say that we have to improve in one thing, like online session. It is happening after from past 2 weeks. I am joining this meeting, but I am seeing that every time some technical glitches are coming, the members and the guests who are joining through online, they are not able to hear what they are telling me. Even today also in the like half session, we are not able to hear what it was. So we need to improve on that technical glitches. Apart from other things, it was a very nice meeting. I can say that. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Toastmaster Raghvendra, Toastmaster Rohan. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pradeep, for that brief overall general evaluation. Now we are close to the session, to closing this session. Before that, I hope the today's theme, the leadership, will help everyone to understand their leadership style. I would recommend everyone to not have a single leadership style. Try to combine all these leadership styles so that you can be a complete leader. Depending upon the situation, you can use or change your leadership style. With that, I would ask our President, Toastmaster Raghvendra, to come upon for the closing address.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for a wonderful session. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed today's session. We had a very special session from DTM Seema. Thanks for accepting our invitation and coming here. Very insight from Toastmaster Rohan regarding leadership and Toastmaster Ashutosh for communication. Now I want to request, first, like we are running quite a couple of minutes late behind the schedule. So first I want to propose that extend meeting time by another 10 minutes. So if everyone agrees, we can extend another 10 minutes. Thank you for your cooperation. So I request let's begin with guest feedback. So I request couple of guests to let us know how do you find today's meeting and when are you planning to join Toastmasters. So you can stand there and provide your feedback. Any guest? Yes, question.
This is really a great platform that Toastmasters is providing. Because in our classes, the joint topics or personality development classes, we will teach you like how we can do these things. But as a group, we can improve, and that is what I'm seeing here. And thank you for.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir. Thank you, Sanket. Yes. Maybe. Yes, thank you.
Very good learning.
also understood how Toastmaster works, and I'm glad to join this Toastmaster.
Thank you. Oh, thanks all the guests present here. Please stay behind after meeting. We have a fellowship planned. We have a couple of snacks planned, and also please connect with our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Sanika. She will brief you about enrollment process, how you can enroll in Toastmasters and start your learning journey. And please enter your details and guest register, so we will provide notification regarding upcoming meetings. Next, we have as a today's special guest present here. I like to thank DTM Seema and like request her to be on stage for felicitation. Anyone can grab it.
Much for the opportunity and having me. Yeah. Take a picture. Raghvendra will ask later. Thank you so much.
And how do you find our meeting? And
How did I find this meeting and what is the impact? Those who don't know, I started my Toastmaster journey in Pune from this very club. So this club is always close to my heart. Though I'm not part of this club because we need to keep coming to other clubs and forming other clubs. So in 2015, when I left Bangalore, I joined Toastmasters in Bangalore, and then I came to Pune in December 2015. The first thing after searching home, this next thing I searched was Toastmaster Club, and this was the closest club to me, my place. And once I went to the meeting, I don't think anybody can go back without becoming a member here. So that is the relation with Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. And how is the meeting? I think it's always wonderful. Room is full, online we have people, and it's great to see the energy here and the synergy. I think my best friend in Pune are from this club, and I think that's the greatest asset we can have at Toastmasters. So,
thank you, ma'am. Okay, moving ahead, couple of announcements from club. First, renewal process is on from October to March 24 cycle. So who have not renewed, please renew. We already have 25 renewals. So we congratulations for all the club members to support and cooperate in it. But who are pending, please renew yourself as early as possible. Second announcement, our milestone meeting, 415 milestone meeting is coming. So any volunteer who can present any art or any skit, anything, we are open for it, or any your talent to be showcased, we are open for it. So please contact our VP Education, Toastmaster Rohan for the roles. Now final, today we had a very special meeting, so we have not have any moments of glory, but I congratulate and thanks all the role players who participated in today's meeting. So please give a round of applause for all the role players in today's meeting. Now we have open forum for next meeting. So anyone want to nominate for Toastmaster of the Day for next meeting? Anyone? Jack? Nilesh, Janish, I will start calling name now. No one nominates. Sanket. Yes, it's no problem. Yeah. So we have Toastmaster of the Day for next meeting. Toastmaster Sanket, thank you. And now I officially call this meeting adjourned. Let's have a group photo. Request everyone to be on stage.